Top 15 videos that will haunt you for life.
Yay, no more headaches. We're going to do some chills. And shout out to him. Let's go.
Number 15. The Witch in the Ditch. This Saudi Arabian YouTuber decided to do some urban exploring in 2018. The property looks long abandoned, and they are forced to explore only by flashlight. Despite the creepy feel of the place from the very start, the men brave it out and continue exploring. It starts to appear as though the men are being watched, and on multiple occasions they check their surroundings to make sure they are all alone. It turns out their instincts are correct, as they capture what they claim is a witch. It definitely appears to be someone dressed in all black robes, with their face fully covered. I believe someone might have actually been living on the property, and they wanted to scare them away. Or do you think the YouTuber was correct, and this was an actual witch?
I doubt that.
No.
It was probably one of the friends.
Number 14. Night Watcher. Look over your shoulder. When you're walking down the street at night, that's not paranoia. It's possible you're being followed, as this footage shows. CCTV footage captured just that. Through Plymouth streets at night in the UK, the 19-year-old Italian woman had just returned to Plymouth from a Christmas break home in Italy when a man allegedly follows her through the streets for several minutes, walking just feet behind her. Police compared it to a scene from the BBC drama Luther, with one officer saying, "This was an extremely disturbing case in a dark, deserted city center. Witnesses confirmed that the woman screamed, which spooked the suspect."
That's why you always walk with somebody else at night.
Never alone.
Into fleeing the scene. There was also a good Samaritan on site who helped her. The fact this took place in such a public place is certainly haunting. Number 13. Tree Ghost. It's unusual for ghosts to appear in broad daylight, but apparently this one likes to play games. Published by Ganjam's Pride in October of 2017,
Wow.
a female ghost was caught on camera at the top of this tree. You can see the figure of the purported ghost perched on the branch. It's frozen still there, unmoving, and it's not clear why. YouTubers in the comments have their opinions,
That's
while
not
some think
hanging
it
on no
has a
damn
logical
branch.
explanation, like an inflatable doll caught in a tree. Others are 100% convinced this is a ghost. I suppose either might
Or it's a prop.
haunt you. Number 12. Wardrobe poltergeist. If you've ever had something in your home act out of character, then you might feel Alex Huff's pain. The TikToker appears to be doing an everyday makeup tutorial when her wardrobe starts to creak open.
I used the Milani 05 Soleil. I'm gonna try that on,
and it suddenly slams shut and bursts open again. The room's light above goes out, and then, as she's peering into the wardrobe, that light falls dim as well. Alex posted a second video showing that no one is inside or outside the wardrobe, and yet it's creaking again. In the third video, she's getting her room saged to get rid of whatever evil entity lies within. Burning sage is said to provide a spiritual cleansing for the home. Hopefully it did rid of the bad energy, and Alex can go back to doing her makeup tutorials in peace. Based on the events happening here, though, I wouldn't be surprised if that house is legitimately haunted. Number 11. Tornado. Always remember when in Oklahoma, tornado warnings are no joke. Posted in May of 2013, the video description reads, 2 Oklahoma teens were able to use their cell phones from inside a storm shelter to get video of a tornado as it passed through. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be inside a tornado, hold on tight. By angling his iPhone through a small hole in their storm shelter, one of the teens captured the horrors of nature unfolding overhead. The clip shows the enormous whirlwind passing over the fields and homes outside, angry clouds, winds, and heavy debris being thrown about like rag dolls. A capture like this is such a rarity that it may never be captured again. It's a sight you don't...
I wouldn't be trying to capture a tornado like that. Not that close.
see too often, and likely never hope to see unless you want to be haunted for life. Number 10. Hide and seek. Ghosts love to play games. This playful ghost was caught in a short clip by Janeth Mendoza Ponce and posted on Facebook. Ponce writes, "My daughter playing outside Northside High School caught this video. Ghost or not, looks creepy to me. Since it was only them, 3 there, 2 running and 1 recording. If you look closely, the figure disappears before they run around the corner. The video shows 2 of the girls racing towards the opposite end of the school buildings. Then suddenly a 3rd figure appears, running perpendicular along the opposite building. As Ponce stated, the figure does seem to disappear before the girls arrive. If you watch closely, it does appear that something is behind there, and that's where the figure emerges. Many in the comments familiar with the area insist that the field house is haunted. Whether you take the skeptic's word for it or the believers, the shadow creature is here to stay. Number 9. Lady in White. When you venture onto the grounds of a former battlefield, take note, it's likely haunted. The YouTuber explains that he and his family were vacationing in Washington, D.C. when they visited the Manassas battlefield. The battle resulted in a large number of passings. Needless to say, this is a place worth haunting, and apparently this YouTuber's got the goods. He writes, "We videotaped there, and later that day we were watching the tape and we noticed the woman, dressed in white, walking along the fence line. There were no reenactments going on that day, and we didn't see her there." They note that the ghost is walking away from the graves of Mrs. Henry, her daughter, and her son, and into a field near the black fence to the left of the house. The Henry house stands on the plateau of the hill on which the battle took place. Judith Carter Henry was bedridden and couldn't leave the house at the time of the battle. A projectile burst through the bedroom wall and took her life. Could this lady in white be Judith? You decide. Number 8. Chris's reaction. What happens to evil when it's found out? This video reveals the fear even evil suffers when being discovered. If you've heard of the Watts family from Frederick, Colorado, then you know that this man entering his neighbor's home to review security footage is not a man but a monster. During the commotion and trying to find the missing persons, this video was taken on August 13th according to the timestamp, just 2 days before being put behind bars on August 15th. The clip shows Watts' reaction to his neighbor's surveillance footage. The man's body language is quite telling. He will barely look up from his phone as the neighbor talks to police about how his surveillance camera is motion activated. Any motion that happens on the street, including an angle on Watts' home, is caught on camera. One of the videos shows Watts pulling his vehicle up to the house. In the clip, Watts claims that he parked where he did to bring tools in. He then puts his hands on the back of his head, completely bowled over by this unanticipated evidence. He sways back and forth, unable to keep still as his story crumbles beneath him. The neighbor repeats that if any action had happened during this period, he would have caught it on surveillance. In fact, the neighbor keeps his eyes steadfast
That's why surveillance cameras are good.
on Chris, watching him watch the video, or not watch it because he can barely look at it. The entire clip is infuriating to watch. It makes your skin crawl. Watts can't get out of the house fast enough, and the moment he does, his neighbor admits his suspicions to police. It almost makes your heart stop. Truly haunting. Number 7. Ghost Finder. When you're searching for ghosts, you may just find them. Published in August of 2019 by YouTuber Alex Paranormal, he writes, "Me and a friend went back to a known haunted location. This haunted location, as Alex adds in the comments section, is an abandoned restaurant and vineyard in the countryside of Hampshire, England. Using ghost tracking tools, they do appear to sense some paranormal presence in the room. For one, the temperature drops. For another, the spirit box seems to be capturing some communication, as those in the comments note. But it's at 16 minutes 50 seconds where your nightmare begins."
Yeah.
You You can see a shadow figure move past in the archway right before the group heads into the kitchen. To whom does this shadow belong? Is it an evil entity of some kind? Don't know about you, but I wouldn't stick around long enough to find out. Number 6. Haunted Doll. Have you ever owned a doll that just isn't right? One that you spot on your desk in the darkness of night, staring at you. Published
I wouldn't own any of those dolls. They're too damn creepy looking.
in May of 2015, this footage of a haunted doll will make your toes curl. The doll in question, which looks creepy in its wide-eyed stare already, suddenly does something you least expect. It blinks. The person taking the video hurries off, likely not wanting to see what the doll will do next. One of the freakiest things about this footage is that the doll doesn't look like a little girl's toy. It's a full-grown woman doll, makeup and all. You don't expect an inanimate doll to suddenly blink at you in the darkness. When it does, that image stays with you. It haunts you. Number 5. Walmart Ghost Girl. Houses aren't the only stomping grounds for ghosts. Apparently, so are Walmarts. Posted by YouTuber Shabard, he notes that this little girl Walmart ghost was caught on surveillance camera in Oxnard, California. Shabard writes, Walmart is haunted by the ghost of a 7 to 9-year-old Mexican-American girl. According to Shabard, night workers at Walmart claim to have felt cold spots and to have seen balls bouncing on their own. Others say they've seen the girl in a solid full apparition, while the ghost has appeared to some as a misty half-body apparition. Those who come across the ghost state that she smiles, giggles, and is
Well, that's not surprising. A lot of stuff happens at Walmart.
often playful, but there's just one problem. According to the website Backpackerverse, the girl's eyes are disturbingly milky white, and from the mouth down, her whole body is covered in red. Liquid, apparently an appalling amount of it. The video purportedly captures this friendly ghost in semi-transparent form. She appears to be pursuing the closed section of Walmart. She can be seen for a split second before she vanishes out of view again. She isn't wearing her regular blue dress, but appears to be wearing some shorts and a t-shirt. She also does not seem to be covered in red, so who knows? Perhaps there is a second ghost haunting these hallowed grounds. Number 4. Secret Tunnels. This entry involves a series of videos revealing a web of industrial-looking tunnels that weave beneath the campus of Northern Arizona University. The uploader states that in October of 2018, he only reached the bottom of the stairs but recently decided to venture further. Enclosed Granddad writes, NAU was almost established as an insane asylum back in the mid-1890s, and rumor has it that these tunnels would have been part of that. He shares a link, which notes that the building was first built as a reform school for Arizona's so-called vicious youth. It's unclear why it remained empty for years upon completion. That's when, as Granddad mentioned, an insane asylum was proposed by the territorial legislature. For some reason, that wasn't followed through either. What isn't made clear is this short historical literature is when the tunnels were built and for what purpose. The recorder guides us through the dark tunnels, writing, I came across pathways that I could have potentially crawled, shimmied through, but chose not to because, 1, they seemed a bit dangerously cramped at points, and 2, I didn't want to spend too much time down there. I don't know how much farther these tunnels go until we find out what those tunnels were used for. The mystery may just be enough to haunt you.
Yeah, why do all the insane asylums have creepy tunnels underneath them
I don't
that
know.
go on for miles and miles?
That's what they had back then.
Number 3. Buried Alive. Being haunted by a video game may seem strange, but many in the comments admit to being haunted by this buried alive hidden floor on Pokemon Tower. YouTuber 7Go6 posts a video of the secret room writing, Finally I found the battle with Buried Alive, hidden in the last floor of Pokemon Tower. The rumors were real. If you lost against him, will appear the image of Buried Alive catching you, with the music of Lavender Town lower, reversed, and slower. When the music finishes, the game collapses and the save gets deleted. The early graphics and eerie Nintendo music make this throwback all the more haunting. After navigating to the hidden floor on Pokemon Tower, a battle with Buried Alive ensues. He sends a creature called White Hand to fight the hero. When White Hand ultimately wins, draining the life from the Pokemon, he faints, to which White Hand exclaims, "Finally, raw meat." Number 2, Ghost on Czech TV. An abandoned WWII tunnel is the
Remember the
last
camp
place
too?
most
Place
would
they
want
had
to
it.
explore,
Place to
and for
escape.
good reason. There are undoubtedly spiritual entities haunting it. This tunnel is no exception. Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit by Seston CZ, the uploader gives a brief summary of what the newscasters are saying in Czech. The ghost was sighted in an abandoned underground factory. The prisoners have to dig their own graves. Police and firefighters train their dogs there as well, and they report weird things happening and their dogs going insane there. The image captured shows a few men in camo walking through the tunnel. To the right, you can see a light transparent figure outlined in the darkness. It certainly appears that this crew had one member too many. One more reason to forgo the exploration of famed tunnel sites. You might find you're in supernatural company. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. Are you curious about what I look like in real
We know what
life?
you look
Then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT to find out. Do you like my narrations? If you answered yes, then tap the follow button and thank you for your support. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way you'll be notified of the new video we upload every Tuesday. Number 1, when you least expect it. Sometimes you feel like the world is falling right from under you, metaphorically speaking. Other times this happens literally. Posted to the subreddit Unexpected with the title, "Just two friends taking a walk and chatting." This is indeed what the video first appears to show, as two women walk and chat along the sidewalk, completely engrossed in conversation. Nothing at all looks out of place. In fact, they pause to laugh before moving forward again. Just when you think the clip is free and clear of the unexpected, the sidewalk literally
Bam!
collapses
Right
beneath
there.
their feet.
In your
The women
face.
vanish. What's haunting is that the sidewalk looks completely normal. There are absolutely no signs that it might be unstable. This could happen to anyone at any time, anywhere. All the more reason to never leave your house. Thanks for checking out this video.
Latest reaction, like and subscribe.
Till next time, have a great night. Bye bye now.